Okay, folks, buckle up. Today on the Mysteria Archive, we take another look at the Mandela Effect, but this time, the ones you've probably never heard of. Get ready for a wild ride. You think you know the Mandela Effect. Berenstain Bears, Monopoly monocles, the fruit of the loom cornucopia, that never existed. But what if those are just the surface-level glitches, the easy ones, the ones we're meant to notice? What if your entire internal compass, your geography, your biology, even your religious memory is out of alignment, and no one warned you? Because these aren't viral effects. They're the ones that feel deeply personal, the ones that make you pause mid-sentence and think, wait, has it always been like that? So, if you've ever stared at a map and felt the continents moved overnight, if you've ever whispered a prayer and the words suddenly felt wrong, you're not alone. You're just tuned into a version of reality that others have already forgotten. This is the Mandela Effects you've never heard about, but strangely, you might already remember them. Okay, so before we dive into this memory rabbit hole, let's just admit something. We've all had those Mandela Effect starter pack conversations. It's Berenstain, not Berenstein. Cue existential dread. But this episode is about the weird ones, the ones that haven't actually made it to Reddit's front page yet. And once you hear them, you'll either unlock something disturbingly familiar in your brain, or they'll just make you question every geography class you've ever taken. Either way, we're in this together. So grab a coffee, and if your mug just happens to be labelled Live, Laugh, Glitch, don't worry, you're among friends and you're in the right place. Shifting continents, geography that doesn't add up. Let's start with a world that you thought you knew, Earth. You might remember Sri Lanka, sitting just south of India, like a tear gently falling off its tip. But look now, it's shifted east, tucked far under Bangladesh, like it's playing hide-and-seek with the Bay of Bengal. Or how about Cuba? Many recall it is a tiny island directly south of Florida. But today, it's a massive landmass sitting far west, closer to Mexico than Miami. And if you zoom in on New Zealand, it's no longer northeast of Australia. It's southeast, like someone copy-pasted it to a different quadrant. And these aren't isolated cases. Thousands of people online, across forums, TikTok, even veteran pilots, swear they remember different locations. Entire coastlines feel off. Islands have vanished. Continents feel shifted. And one user wrote, "I studied geography. I taught geography. What I see on Google Earth now is not what I used to teach." Of course, mainstream science blames this on memory errors, confusing satellite perspectives, misremembered school maps. But here's the weird part. It's not just one mistake, it's dozens from different countries, cultures, and age groups, all recalling the same alternative geography. So, either Earth's tectonic plates are moving at warp speed, or we're remembering a version of the world that no longer exists. Not in this timeline, anyway. Alright, confession time. I legit had to check a map when writing this. I also thought Cuba was straight down from Florida. I even drew it that way in a school project, which, by the way, scored a C-. How rude. But what's really spooky is how many people from different walks of life remember the same wrong map. Not similar, identical. Now, sure, maybe we're all just cartographically confused. Or maybe, one night while you were asleep, Earth recompiled, rendered a new layout, switched a tile. So, if you've ever gotten lost in your own hometown, maybe it's not the GPS, maybe it's the map that moved. Sacred shifts, religious symbols that changed. For many people, religious texts are some of the most fixed, sacred things in existence. They don't change. They're memorized, recited, and passed down word for word. Which is why it's so unsettling when they do change. Let's start with the Lord's Prayer. Specifically the line, "Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us." And that's how millions of people remember it, especially in Christian schools across the US, UK, and Australia. But now, open a modern Bible. It reads, "Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors." No mention of trespasses. For many, that version feels foreign, as if it were suddenly swapped in when no one was looking. And it's not just text. In ancient Egyptian law, the Eye of Horus has flipped sides. Some remember it facing left, others right. with significant symbolic differences tied to each orientation. Art historians now say it was always this way, but temple murals and textbooks from the 80s and 90s suggest otherwise. Then there's the cross, long believed by many to be a simple T shape. Yet, older religious art shows variations, sometimes with a looped top resembling an ankh, or even a bent lower bar. Are these just stylized interpretations or signs of something more, rewritten? Even some devout followers are asking, if the sacred is no longer consistent, was it ever sacred at all? Okay, so the Bible might be gaslighting us? I mean, trespasses versus debts feels like the kind of thing you definitely remember, especially if you had to recite it every week in school, assemblies with half a Weetabix stuck in your throat. And the Eye of Horus? It's either doing the hokey pokey or someone mirrored reality while rendering ancient Egypt in Photoshop. Now, I'm not saying divine intervention uses a patch system, but if the sacred texts are shifting, maybe the universe does have version updates, and religion is just running on firmware version 3.2. Brain errors, when psychology glitches. Here's a fun question. When did Maslow's hierarchy of needs get updated? You probably remember the top of the famous pyramid as self-actualization, that pinnacle of purpose, creativity, and personal growth. But today, many psychology textbooks list self-transcendence at the top, a focus on higher consciousness and unity beyond the self. Even long-time psych students say, wait, what? That wasn't there before. Let's jump to colour theory. And most of us learn that mixing red and blue makes purple. But now, some argue that's not strictly true, not in additive light models. Apparently, red and blue can't make purple in terms of pure wavelengths. So, were we all taught fake physics in school? Memory distortion? Maybe. But then we hit the concept of semantic drift. The idea that even definitions, categories, and frameworks can subtly morph over time without anyone noticing. Except in this case, we did notice. Consider the left brain versus right brain theory. Once a psychology staple, it's now widely debunked as oversimplified. Yet for decades, we labelled people logical or creative based on hemispheres. Were we just wrong for a whole generation? Or did the science shift? When our conceptual truths, not just facts, but how we frame reality begin to dissolve, something profound happens. It's not just forgetting, it's relearning a world that's quietly changed around you. The brain, our trusty narrator, is out here pulling plot twists. Maslow apparently decided to chase spiritual enlightenment while we were still figuring out rent. Red and blue no longer making purple. That's a personal attack on my kindergarten education. It's like the universe handed us a cheat sheet in school and then years later said, oops, patch notes. But here's the kicker. If psychology itself is changing, maybe we're not misremembering. Maybe we're programmed with version 1.0 and someone quietly rolled out version 2.5. Now, next time your brain tells you this doesn't feel right, maybe it's not anxiety. Maybe it's just patch awareness. Global glitches, Mandela effects from other cultures. The Mandela effect isn't just a Western phenomenon. In fact, some of the strangest memory glitches, they're happening on the other side of the world, and they never made it into your algorithm. Take India, for example. A surprising number of Indian Reddit users claim to remember the Taj Mahal having a golden dome, not the iconic white marble. In fact, some say they've seen it glint in the sun on old postcards, only to discover now it never existed. Always white, no gold, ever, or so they say. In Brazil, there's a curious collective memory of a Coca-Cola spin-off, a brand called Coca-Cola Laranja, orange Coke. Ask around in certain regions and people will describe the label, the taste, even where it was sold. But dig through archives, it's like it never existed. And meanwhile, in Japan, locals recall a version of the national flag where the red sun was off-center, more to the left. No, not a design variation. They insist this was the standard, the way they learned it in school. What's interesting isn't just that these memories differ, it's that they're localized. These Mandela effects aren't global. They seem to occur in pockets, almost like regional software patches applied to specific cultural consciousness. It raises a question. Are Mandela effects proof of a fractured simulation? one that can update different nodes of reality independently? Or are we just seeing the ghostly fingerprints of alternate timelines brushing up against ours? It's like reality has a regional manager. Seriously, orange Coke in Brazil, golden domes in India, flags that slide across the fabric of memory. These aren't just translation errors. This feels more like someone pressed Ctrl-Z on entire countries and hoped no one noticed. And here's the kicker. These aren't fringe beliefs. People remember details, specific colours, packaging, even taste. And maybe it's cultural memory overlap. Or maybe some parts of the simulation are just running on different updates. Kind of like your phone, but with fewer emojis and more existential dread. Body and biology, evolution at warp speed. Okay, this one might hit close to home, literally. How well do you really know your own body? Because, for some, human anatomy itself seems to have shifted. Let's start with the skull. Many people remember it being relatively smooth, a simple dome with a jaw. But take a look at modern anatomical models and you'll find strange new ridges, including 2 small horn-like bumps at the back of the head. They are real. They're called external occipital protuberances, and apparently they've always been there, except a lot of people swear they weren't. Now, let's talk kidneys. You were taught they sit low in the lower back, right? Well, take a peek at a current anatomical chart. Today, they sit much higher, almost up near the bottom of your rib cage. Many recall being told that punches or injuries to the lower back could hurt your kidneys. So, did the kidneys migrate north, or did our collective memory take a nosedive? It gets weirder. Remember the mesentery? Most people don't, because it was never called a full-fledged organ before. Now, it's in the textbooks as a distinct and essential organ, despite only being recognized as such recently, even though apparently it's always been there. And outside the human body, sharks have no bones. Octopuses now boast 3 hearts and 9 brains. Yes, really. So, are we evolving faster than we can track? Or is biology being rewritten silently while we sleep? Okay, the kidneys are not supposed to be near your shoulder blades. What are they doing up there? I'm not a surgeon, but I'm pretty sure if someone punched me in the upper back, I wouldn't yell, my kidneys. And those head bumps? I don't care what they're called. They weren't on any mannequin I ever saw. Also, mesentery, a new organ, feels like someone downloaded DLC for the human body and didn't tell us. Look, if my anatomy keeps getting surprise updates, I at least want patch notes. Version 3.2, now with bonus intestines and ultra-high kidneys. Reality is either glitching or biology's trolling us. Flip-flop effects, glitches that reverse themselves. Some Mandela effects come, cause chaos, and then quietly disappear, like they were never supposed to happen in the first place. These are called flip-flop effects, strange memory anomalies that show up, then revert, leaving behind a trail of confused Reddit threads and dusty screenshots. Let's start with the infamous tank man. In many people's memories, the iconic photo of the man standing in front of the tanks during the 1989 Tiananmen Square protests used to show him being run over brutally. And it wasn't just hearsay. Some claim they saw the footage in school documentaries. But search now, that version doesn't exist. Tank man walks away untouched. Or take the Chick-fil-A logo. It's gone through multiple Mandela moments. Was it spelled Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A, or Chick-fil-A? Some people swear the current spelling with the full chick changed back after originally altering. Like reality went, oops, wrong timeline, and hit undo. Even Fruit of the Loom's cornucopia, the iconic symbol behind the fruit, allegedly vanished, then briefly returned in some early 2000s packaging, only to disappear again, like it was testing our attention span. These aren't just errors of memory. These are moments where the glitch glitched back. So, what are we looking at here? A bad software update? Timeline maintenance? Or something far more intentional? A rollback, as if someone's monitoring what we notice and correcting it. Flip-flop effects raise a disturbing question. Are we not just seeing glitches, but catching edits in real time? So, reality is doing test runs now. This is like when your phone updates. The wallpaper changes and then somehow reverts the next morning. Except instead of iOS, it's existence. I'm not saying there's a cosmic intern hitting undo, but if there were, they definitely deserve a raise. Now, these flip-flops aren't just Mandela effects, They're proof that something is watching the feedback loop. And maybe we're part of a sandbox simulation, and when we catch it, reset. It's kind of flattering, really. We complained enough about spelling inconsistencies that reality patched the timeline. That's power, baby. False memories or hidden patches. Every time someone brings up a Mandela effect, skeptics rush in with a single explanation. It's just false memory, and hey, sometimes it is. Psychology gives us tools like confabulation, schema-driven errors, and collective reinforcement. Basically, the brain fills in blanks with familiar patterns, and then social circles reinforce them. But that's where it gets weird. Why do millions of people remember the exact same wrong detail? Why do people across different countries and languages misremember the same song lyrics, logos, or historical events in the exact same way? That's not just a scattered hallucination, that's a pattern, and patterns suggest design. Or could we be looking at a kind of shared patching system, a hidden mechanism behind reality that occasionally rewrites source code, causing brief distortions in collective memory? And one theory is that we live in a simulation. The Mandela effects are the artifacts of updates, like when a game adds new textures and someone's save file gets weird. Another theory? Dimensional overlap, that we're constantly shifting between parallel realities that are almost identical but not quite. And our memories. They're just lagging behind the new version. Either way, it points to one unsettling truth. What we remember may be more accurate than what is. So, next time you second-guess a vivid memory that doesn't match the world around you, maybe don't shrug it off so quickly. It might not be wrong. It might be a residue from a version of reality that's already been rewritten. Ah yes, the classic, your brain's just making it up argument. But here's the thing. If millions of us are all misremembering the same thing in the same way, maybe it's not misremembering. Maybe it's remembering something that got erased. Like the universe gaslit us collectively. Simulation updates, memory patches, dimension drift. Call it what you want, but I know I didn't imagine that cornucopia. Or the Berenstain Bears. Or my left kidney not being under my rib cage. Thank you very much. And sometimes it's not a glitch in your brain. It's a glitch in the grid. Closing thought. Just because you can't prove it doesn't mean it didn't change. So, what do we do with all this? These Mandela effects, the obscure ones, they're not just trivia or fun party facts. They're disturbances. Tiny fractures in the facade we call normal. Each one might seem small, but together they form a pattern, or worse, a system glitch that we're not supposed to notice. And maybe that's the point. These aren't mistakes in memory, they're breadcrumbs. Subtle nudges reminding you that reality is not as solid as it seems. Because here's the most unsettling thing. When the world changes around you, it doesn't ask permission. It doesn't leave evidence. It doesn't care if you remember it differently. You're just left standing there, holding a memory the world has disowned. So, is it your brain, a simulation, a misfire in the matrix? Or is it something more designed, a patch, a reset, a quiet rollback on the timeline you once knew? The truth is, no one can prove a Mandela effect. That's the trap. The moment you try, the evidence vanishes. But something is happening, and it's happening in the details. Not on the front page, but in the corner of the map that's suddenly in the wrong place. So, next time you feel that eerie sensation that the world's been updated without you, pause. Because maybe that feeling is the only real thing you've got left. Okay, so are we the bugs in the software? Or are we the developers being gaslit by our own patch notes? Honestly, if reality is a simulation, I'd at least like some patch notes, like version 8.2, removed cornucopia, added third heart to octopus, flipped the eye of Horus, good luck. But seriously, trust your own instincts. If something feels off, don't write it off. It might just be the one clue the Matrix forgot to clean up. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Now let me know in the comments below of videos you would like to see next. Okay, my friends, until next time, stay curious.